I just got up to my property, and right at the entrance where my little access road comes in, there's a tree falling over the road, and it's a little too big to try to move without a chainsaw. I don't have a saw with me today, so I'm gonna be walking back here. Wanted to come up here and check my camera and do a few things, but it's quite a little bit of a walk, so I'm not sure how much I'm gonna do besides check the camera. Hopefully see if there's any bucks coming in. That is crazy. Live oak trees just, yeah, that's a tornado. Just ripped up. And this thing's huge too. This isn't a little tree, this is a big oak tree. Hopefully my shelter's intact. So this is pretty crazy. See where a tornado came through, just snapping these trees all about 15, 20 feet up. There's another one there, just snapped, and half the tree laying over the road. And it looks like it's going right back to where my shelter is. So it'll be interesting to see what I find. I just talked to my neighbor who lives right up in front of this property, and he said it was he called it a microblast. Just a quick tornado came down and just took out the power lines, knocked over a bunch of trees, snapped trees. But thankfully, my structure is still standing. So that's what I was a little worried about. Anyhow, I'm gonna get back to it, go check this camera card. Hopefully it's working. This is my third time checking it, and the first time I forgot to turn the camera on. I still had it on the setup mode. And then next time I had a bad SD card, and so hopefully I actually have some pictures this time to see what's coming in. This feeder is not working. Last year it flooded and got moisture all the way up. I mean, the water was all the way up here, and so I need a new motor for that. But I just spread a couple bags of corn out last week, and everything's gone, eaten up. Here's the camera. Hopefully that thing's working. It's on. Off. Grab this thing. Replace the SD card. And then take it up to my computer in the truck and see what's going on. And these chanterelles are really starting to pop here. I'm gonna grab some of these. And then I saw some black trumpets on this road on my way out. So I'm gonna try to spot those again and grab those. Those are really delicious mushrooms, and they're pretty rare. This is a old man of the woods right there. Little buggy. But it looks like these mushrooms are really getting into season here. We get our best mushrooms at this property July, August, kind of late summer. All right, my camera finally worked. Check out these pictures. Got a doe. Coming at 6:50 in the morning. Oh boy, there we go. That's what I want to see. Antlers. It's like a nice 8-point growing. That's a good buck. Oh, there's another one down the corner. Got bucks coming in 7 in the morning. Ooh, he's posing. that? A little doe run. Oh, that's another buck. 3 bucks. Gets me excited. Bucks coming in. Yeah, I like that one. Look at them. That's a decent buck for here in Florida. So far, this looks like the best 2 coming in. One on the left is, it looks like a tall 7-point. One on the right's an 8-point. Well, that was cool seeing some good bucks coming in on the camera. Definitely some I'd like to hunt this year. And now I'm just gonna go walk around, do a little mushroom foraging before I head back towards St. Petersburg. So I'm doing a little bit of mushroom foraging, but as I do it, I wanted to talk a little bit about hunting really small pieces of property like I have here in Florida. I'm between Brooksville and Homosassa, Florida, and I have 6.3 acres. And I have a neighbor in front of me that lives in a house on 3 acres. Off to this side, this is 8.8 acres that's owned by another person. And then the back of the property and this side of the property borders a big property that's owned by a golf course. But I have this property here, and it's a good spot. There's a lot of wildlife that comes through here, but it can be challenging to hunt small property because you really don't have a lot of room to mess up. You can blow it out pretty easily and then it's pretty much done with for a while. But I wanted to share with you my strategy this year. One of the things that I struggle with here is during early season is just getting winded. My property's kind of set up where I have these little roads that there's actually a road that goes all the way around it, and then there's thick cover along the road. And it seems like, especially early season, we don't have as steady winds as we do in the fall and winter, but seems like your scent just kind of hits these roads and just kind of gets sucked through these little open areas. And so my plan for this year is to hunt towards the back of my property. And I'm near the back of my property right now, and I actually have a big sink, and I'll show it to you. It's there's a sink, and then there's a cave at the bottom of that sink, and it sucks up water. And so at this property, water comes in through here, and there's this gully here, and then this gully goes down. It goes down probably 20-something feet to the cave down there. But the bucks that we have shot at this property have actually been right on the other side of this gully, right in that area. And one year I had a ground blind set up right here, and I brought my sons. They were younger, and 2 days in a row they shot their first 2 bucks right here. And one of the things that I've noticed here is that the bucks, the deer, even if the wind's a little variable, they don't seem to wind me if I'm on the other side of this gully. And I think what is happening is the thermals suck my scent down here, and it doesn't go back up. It doesn't make it across. And so my plan for early season this year is to get some feed going on the other side there. There's a little clearing right there, and then set up a stand on this side of this gully. And the idea is that any scent that would go over there is going to get sucked down and not make it up the other side. And so I think that may be helpful for me here trying to hunt these deer. Last year I had 2 does come in at my other stand, and they ended up getting nervous and winding me and stayed off. I took a shot at one and hit it in the leg at like 30 yards, but and then I ended up getting one with a crossbow, but that one too, it winded me. And that's hunting my main roads. And so I think by hunting back here, this gully is going to help keep my wind on this side of it, so that most of the deer are going to be coming from the back side there, and I'll be set up here. So I'm going to pick out a tree and hang a lock on here somewhere. Another cool thing about this spot here is that there's a persimmon tree right over here by the sink, and I'll show it to you here. It's this big green tree. It goes all the way up there, and I'm looking at it, and it is absolutely loaded. Oh, there's a deer right there. Oh man, I had a deer. I must have walked like 20 yards from it. It's bedded. There's a spot right in the middle of my property. There's a thick grassy area, and a deer just jumped up behind me 30 yards and ran off. Anyways, so I got this persimmon tree here. Come fall time, this thing's gonna be dropping like crazy and have deer all up in here. This is the most persimmons I've ever seen on it. So that's my strategy, is to not do a lot in here and just kind of sneak in, you know, keep some feed stations going, and then sneak in opening morning or opening afternoon probably, and try to get one of those bucks that's coming in.